Why isn't come on for the walk? Or I'm walking, y'all. Get your mats. Get your weights. Line up if you're walking on the wall. I said I'm walking, y'all. Trying to stay ahead. I said get your mats if you're doing yoga. Get your chair if you're doing chair exercises. Line up if you're walking wall to wall. Hey, jump on your bike. Turn on your treadmill. Yeah, finger snapping morning, y'all. Thanks for coming on the walk. Well, your body will thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I got this window open, y'all. It's getting cold. I better get to walking. I was sweating a minute. Then I'm not. Hey, y'all know my name is Vicki. Y'all know who I am. We going on our 3rd year, Emancipation Proclamation Day. 3rd year, y'all. Emancipation Proclamation Day. Anyway, thanks for coming on a walk. I hope you're being good to yourself. I tell ya. You know what I didn't do? Hold on, y'all. Keep walking. Keep walking. Just keep walking. Just keep walking, because I didn't do what I said I was going to do. Just keep walking. Keep doing your exercises. I'm coming back. I got a little glitch. I said, when I came down here, I guess y'all can hear the water running. When I came down here, I said, I'm going to clean my glasses. And I didn't do it. So now, sorry y'all. I looked up in that camera and I said, you look like that lady on Black Girls Unlost they was interviewing. And on the interview, I said, oh my goodness, she didn't clean her glasses. She probably didn't think she'd be interviewed. And here I am with these foggy glasses, knowing that I'd be on camera. But you know how you say, that's the last thing I'm going to do before I go on. That's the last thing I'm going to do before I go on. Well, I'm going to go on. No, I'm not going to do it now. I'm not going to clean the glasses now. That's the last thing I'm going to do. And then I look at the camera and I was like, oh, I didn't do the last thing. It was my intentiones. Yes, y'all. Thanks for coming on the walk. Did y'all see my jumping videos? Let me tell y'all something. Hold on, I gotta fix the camera. Let me tell y'all something. Being able to lift my body up, even if it's only an inch or two, is amazing to me. That I say, body jump, and it jumps. Even at this age, trying to shake some of this fat down, like, move down, fat. We're going for longevity, because I love this body. I ain't rushing to get out this body. I'm just rushing to get off this penal colony. And they done bad-mouthed us all around the world. That is better that my remains go places, not me. Yes, y'all. Thanks for coming on the walk. Ooh. The end of the month. Beautiful full moon. Y'all supposed to keep positive thoughts at the full moon. Anyway. Thanks for coming on the walk. Yes. Like, comment, share, tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Subscribe. Subscribe, y'all. Oh, see, it's making all the noise. Maybe YouTube. Okay. I sprayed it. Let's see. Does this stop it? Okay. Not a lot. I'm gonna spray it again. Or maybe treadmills are just annoying. But no, I've been at the gym. They just this is their it's like me, just trying to make it. Yes, as the eye dilates. Y'all know I've had many jobs. And quite a few in doctor's offices. And I found this job as a receptionist with a retinal attachment group. And the other clerk in the office was Linda. And then we had Martha, who was the nurse. I can't remember the other girl. She was also a nurse. And then we had the supervisor, who was this porcelain Irish cousin. Porcelain Irish cousin. She came through. And then we was the doctors. All German, Ethiopians. One was old time. He came to this penal colony like right after World War I. Then the other one was younger, and he was raised in the British Israel, and then he came here, and that's what he had a twin, and they both became doctors. Then you had the one that I liked the most. His name was Dr. Charles. Dr. Charles also was in the British Israel, and he came here. But out of all of them, to me, Dr. Charles was the one who mostly acknowledged the African that was in him. He was very respectful towards me. Also, the young doctor that came from Israel, who was the twin, that came over here from Israel, he also very respectful for me. They knew they were German Ethiopians. They knew our African matched up. Then you had Dr. Cowcut, the one that said they came here right after World War II. And he was raised on this penal colony, and I was I can't say trash, but he never acknowledged me. So that's him. He didn't acknowledge the African in him. He was German Ethiopian. He kept the Ethiopian cult, the Hebrew, but he hated the African, and he didn't acknowledge me. That's the strangest thing. And let me say, don't worry, he's like that. No, he wasn't. No, he wasn't. And the fact that I only saw one, there like a year and a half, I only saw one African American patient, it let me know. So, Linda would catch me up on stuff. She knew everybody's business. And we started laughing. So, one day I turned to her and I said, Linda, we should do a soap opera. And she said, yes, yes, yes. We were talking about one of the nurses, the Puerto Rican cousin, who she also did not acknowledge the African in her. She did not like me at all. She got pregnant from this doctor, German Ethiopian, and she thought she made it. I knew at that time, I was thinking to myself, if you're trying to birth out the African in you, I was thinking about this, the Puerto Rican nurse. I said, if you're trying to birth out the African of your child, even then I knew it. I was like, it's not going to happen, especially with him. You can see the African all in him. All the perms in the world ain't going to get rid of that fro. And so now I put it together. I was like, dang, like I knew it, but I didn't know the feeling. I was like, where did that come from? So her whole thing was getting him away from his wife. And she got the child. So she thought she was in it. But he didn't want to pay child support. And then, quite frankly, he got bored with her. So she used to hound him down, try to drag him to court, the whole 9 yards. So that was her part in the pawn moves first. Martha, I found out, was a big fat liar. She was one of the nurses. Very nice, but a big fat liar. She used to always say to me, you know, I always get here real early. Real early. Because I used to look at her time. I was like, wow, you get here early. She's like, yeah, I get here real early. Well, something happened where I couldn't take the bus to work that would get me there like 15 minutes ahead. I had to start taking a train that got me to work 45 minutes early. So I said, okay, don't even sweat it. Don't even sweat it. I could get into the office. Martha's there. So I go there, I'm knocking. I think I had a key. I wound up being in there. So I said, let me organize the desk while, 45 minutes. And no Martha. Now, I usually got there like 8:45. So, Martha comes in at 9:40. All she has been doing is getting there 5 minutes before me. But according to her time clock, so Martha was a big fat liar. So when I told her that, she was like, yeah, she lies a lot. And then going to the doctor's, I didn't discuss Dr. Calcutt because to him I was imaginary. That's what this penal colony is. Just a whole lot of Europeans trying to deny that they have African blood because they ain't telling the true history of how Africans invaded Europe. Ruled it for a lot of years. You can tell, look how long it's taking them to birth out the African. It's always there. But if you can't birth out the African, you can hate it out. You can say, that African American is standing next to me. I'm white, but if they look at me, they can see that I got African in me. Get away from me, African American. I don't want you living near me. I don't want you in my business. I don't want you to... That's what all our suffering is from. a whole bunch of Europeans denying their African heritage, their blood. Only the cults do they acknowledge. And I used to wonder that too when I was younger. I said, wait a minute, I know Christianity and all that stuff came out of Africa, but it's here. How did it do that? And of course, these lies on this penal colony, they got all kind of lies. And them German Ethiopians, they just wrote up all the lies too. The truth is, Africans invaded Europe, ruled. A lot of mixed race people, so much so that that's how we wound up on this penal colony. All right? So anyway, it's almost time for us to get some water. Take our little break. See how fast that goes by? Time goes by so fast. Yes, indeed, y'all. Let's get some water. I'm walking, y'all. Trying to save my feet. I'm going to tell you one thing that jumping does. It reminds you that underneath you is a whole solid foundation. But I'm jumping down this fan. I'm like, get down. Get down. Like, comment, share, tell uncle, tell auntie, tell cousin, tell a friend. Thank you 500 supporters on Facebook. Thank you 338 subscribers on YouTube. You're awesome. You're fantastic. You're keeping me healthy. I love y'all. I love ya. Come on with me. And save your feet and toes. Yeah, I said. Yeah. So I told y'all about the old lady who wanted to see. And I said to Linda, I said, the universe is so merciful. What good is it seeing a piece of paper on the ground you can't pick up? You just don't see it. Voila. Voulez-vous? Anyway, I told y'all about the doctors. Dr. Charles, my favorite, with his fro. He know. He got married to a, how can I say it, a porcelain princess. They kind of successfully birthed out the African, but not really. You just can't see it on the outside. You have to be, that's what their fear is, African Americans. You don't get it. They know you can look at them and see the African in them. I have all my life. And I've questioned myself. I was like, well, she looks like she got a... And I was like, no, they all white. They all white. None of them are white. All have African in them. And another reason they don't want us around, because they think, and we can, but they think being around them that we can see the imposters. We can look at them and say, yeah, we see the African in you, stop playing, go sit down somewhere. But we don't. And I think that's why the ancestors wanted me to start calling them cousins. Call them the truth. And then you can see what your struggling is. All these years on this penal colony, I'm white, white supremacist, white, methinks thou dost protest too much. And he had African in him too. Yes. So I think they think we can see. And we can. And we can. Not only can we see, we can feel. They feel us too. Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Cousin. So that's why the ancestors said you call them cousins. Anyway. So, Dr. Charles was the best. I left, I resigned. I wanted to get out of there. Something was going on. Dr. Charles didn't want you to worship him. But Dr. Culcott and the other young doctor, they wanted you when they come in, oh, doctor, can I hear doctor, how are you, how's the family, doctor, you're a wonderful doctor, you're sweet, you're rare, doctor, the sun rises and falls on you, oh, doctor. And I'm like, I know, I'm working. Ain't I supposed to get my paycheck for working? I said, I don't like that term anymore. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Oh, that's what the used to be. Every time the doctor says something, well, I walked by a desk and hit my toe. Oh, doctor. Oh, doctor, you okay? Doctor, that must have been horrible for you. I want to throw up in my mouth. Oh, that was too much. That was way too much. Linda didn't do it. She was like, hey, Dr. Silver, hey, son. But the nurse, and even after they leave, patients sitting in the waiting room for them for 2 to 3 hours because they out doing something else, and they ain't had the decency to reschedule the patient. But we ain't gonna get into that. That's why I'm staying away from doctors. The last leg of your life, you sit in the doctor's office for 3 hours? What the hell? Anyway, so finally I left. Dr. Charles was very nice. Dr. Charles never acknowledged me. The other one. So, years go by, and so let me check. I haven't talked to Linda in years. So I had her home phone number because we used to chat at home. Linda, I have no problem with our Italian cousins. The ones that really know their history, we love each other. We're basically cousins. We are basically cousins. And I'm telling you, I'm tight. Y'all remember I told you that story with Debbie Justino? We knew we were cousins. We knew it. And when they told her they kept telling her, you too fat, you breaking out chairs. And she told me that, and I said, wait a minute, cousin. And I got a tape recorder. Got my tape recorder, and I said, when you go back in there, and they tell you about breaking their chairs because you're so fat, you hit that record button before they start to, basically hit the record button as you walk in. Next thing you know, Debbie was able to tell them, kiss my whole ass. She got unemployment. But again, she was so kind and sweet. I was like, sue them for discrimination. They can't talk to you like that because you're fat. But she was my cousin. She knew she had the African blood. She knew it. And then she respected it. It's just different. Anyway, Debbie's the one that helped me get another job, because she found another job. She was like, Vicki, you ain't got to stay there. Come with me. I was like, okay. So I went with Debbie. So, Linda and I was like that. She's a proud Italian. If you're a proud Italian, you got to connect to the African. If you know your history. Anyway, Linda and I got along fantastically. Cousin. We only had one bump. When I would answer the phone, because I was a receptionist, and when I went to lunch or something like that, then Linda took over the phones. But it got to the point that when Linda's family and friends called, and I answered the phone, they would go into dialogue. Hey, Linda, what you doing? Did you get to work so early? Do you want to go to lunch? And I would have to say, I'm not Linda. I said, hold on. So I guess the family said, oh, Vicki sound just alike. Y'all sound just alike. That kind of got her. She didn't mind us being cousins and being tight. But she didn't like the fact that my voice and her voice was the same. But yeah, cousin. Yes, cousin. We'll find sound alike, cousin. So, let me tell you all this. This is the top part of how the eye dilates. Y'all remember I tell you about that Irish girl, right? She knew Africans went into Europe, all through Europe, all through, spread out, all the way through Swiss, Dutch, all that stuff. Yes, Ireland. Black Irish. Anyway. So I leave and I call Linda back. She said, girl, the eye dilates. That was our code. That means that something hot was going on at the office. She said, girl, the eye dilates. I said, what? What? She said, you remember the office manager? I was like, what, the Irish cousin? I said to her, I was like, the Irish girl? And she was like, yeah. She said, Dr. Charles and her was having an affair. I was like, what? I knew she used to wear all those short dresses and switch and flaunt around there. She was like that nurse, the Puerto Rican nurse that got pregnant from a doctor. But she was a lot smarter. Anyway, so Linda's telling me. Like, you remember her? She had an affair with Dr. Charles. And she had a child. I was like, what? I said, but Dr. Charles says had a couple of kids a little while back. Twins or something like that. She said, yeah, child. And he bought her a house. I said, he bought that skanky Irish cousin a house? They said, yeah. I said, get out. She said, and the wife found out. Dr. Charles' wife found out about it. I was like, what? She said, but she's not going to divorce him. So then, the Irish cousin, the office manager, was hot. Because Dr. Charles was promising her, leave his wife. He bought her a $300,000 house. So, when the wife said, stay here with me and your kids, instead of running off with that Irish stinky cousin, she sued them for sexual harassment. Got close to $1 million. She got a $300,000 house and close to $1 million for sexual harassment. She sued all the doctors. And why I'm laughing? Because you see, she was Dr. Cowcut's favorite because she was a porcelain. They had kind of halfway birthed out the African good, but African Americans, when you look at these Caucasian, European, white people, the ancestors told me stop calling them white cousins. Look at these white cousins. Look at them hard. Just for a moment. And when you pull back, you'll say, oh, this African. She got African in her. She got African in her. Yes. The reason why they don't like us is because we're a constant reminder. They should be happy. because they was down there with them stones, Stonehenge. And the woman was being fried on the thing called witches, all kind of, what do they call it? Not golf, but that kind of stuff. That's the European culture. That stuff. All witches and all that stuff. I mean, anyway. So I laughed. I was happy it happened to Dr. Carl Clinton. I was so happy because he was such denial of the African within him. He ignored it. So when he met an African, he ignored the African too. That's why I'm trying to tell you, African Americans, stop hating yourself. I would tell my mother right now, Mommy, no, it's not like that. Don't hate yourself. No, it ain't nothing you did. They all African. They just lighter skin and they're mean and the evil, vile cousins. And every time they see your dark skin, they know that's them. But it's success. It's ingenuity. It's creativity. Positive energy. No. They say it is M the devil. It is M the devil. I tell you, I don't know, y'all. All these years. Well, if you're black, you're not smart. So we're gonna block you from going to colleges and universities so we can say, see, we're white because we're smart and black people are dumb. I don't even know how these other world countries, if y'all really in any power, that I don't know how y'all keep giving people on this penal colony all these awards for being so smart and being all this. I can tell you the reward you ain't give them was being the world-class liars. That's what you need to do. That's who on this globe is the biggest liars in the world. Oh, the people who said they went to the moon, but it was shot in a Hollywood studio? Or the people who said they kicked out the King of England? Big fat liars. Or those on this penal colony said anything to do with black people is evil, and that's why, see, we're white, you can't see it. No, go a little deeper. The Mormons out there in their DNA company is lying to you. If they told you how much African was in you, you would sue them and stop using them. And half you Europeans, I was thinking about that too. You remember that Rachel woman? Technically African Americans, because the ancestors got me on that. They said yes. Yes, she is African. Yes, you look at her and you see the European on her, but she is African. Just like all these Europeans are African. They tried to birth out, but come on. Don't get mad because they pumping up their lips to be big again. It was always like that. They were mixed with African. You kept birthing it out. Listen. DNR, honey. DNR. Getting away from these liars. Let's get the weights. I'm getting away from these liars, honey. I am getting away from these liars. Voting since I was 19. It's a hell of a thing to find out. And I know some of the activists, activists and stuff, I mean, like if they ever watch me, but they don't. But they said it before. Every time you vote, as African Americans, you just put a nail in your own coffin. And I said, no, 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 no. My mother wanted to vote. We were so happy I was going to vote. And then the ancestor said, do you remember how Lyndon B. Johnson laughed when he gave the Voting Rights Act? Anytime we vote, it only supports their agenda. The cousins, the hillbilly cousins, the European cousins, the low put together, all low-lifted cousins, European cousins. That's all that's doing. It's never doing anything for us. And the ancestors brought that to me. I'm like, no, no. And they said, girl, please. You were voting when they brought in that orange slime bucket, wasn't you? What did your vote do? Nothing. I had to watch him toss Africans out of here. I had to watch him treat people like crap. My vote did nothing. Then they said, oh, get rid of him. Get rid of him. I voted again. Guess what it got me? A black overseer, which I will call a Supreme Court warden. That wasn't for us. That wasn't for our agenda. What is she going to do? The laws on this penal colony is against us. Was she going to look it up and say, oh, yeah, this law so-and-so and so-and-so saying, yeah, y'all can go back into slavery. So go on now. I guess I'm going to have to go too. What'd you give us that for? She can't do nothing. It's bullshit. But oh, how about reparation? Not a cousin will give it to us. Not a German Ethiopian cousin. Not a European African cousin. Not a Hispanic African cousin. No. That's how hate is with those folks. Instead of being proud of the Africanism, because we have done nothing. We've survived. We've come to a great thing. And brought y'all into fucking civilizations the ancestors did. DNR. Squeeze your gut. Tuck in your elbow. Neither up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1 for good luck. Yes. Oh, I'm not putting up any reels on Facebook. I am putting up videos on YouTube, and I put my money. But this is the holiday. And everybody got everything going on. I learned this is my 3rd year. This is my third holiday. And, when my videos get up, when my live is published and it comes up, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm trying not to publish too many things so the holiday people can get their stuff done. So on FB, I'm not doing reels until the first of the year and let all those other people get their videos done. It's easier for me. Squeeze your gut. Tuck in your elbow. Neither up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And 1 for good luck. So yeah, as the eye dilates, the Hayden Ethiopian doctor, Hippocrates doctor, got took to the cleaners by the porcelain Irish cousin that he thought was better than everybody. He wiped them out. But he didn't speak to me because I was African, and I remind him too much of the African that is in him, being a German Ethiopian. Anyway, like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend, subscribe. Thanks for coming on the walk. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, I'm going skating this afternoon, y'all. Yes, indeed. Eventually, I'll get video, but the holiday.